Welcome back to Roadside Rescue. I'm Ernest, and on this episode, I'm pretty sure I'm about to go tell my customer their car is dead. They said they were driving the other day on the interstate, and a bunch of white smoke started to come out of their car by itself. They said it started smoking a lot. And then he said, and it shut off by itself. Oh boy, if it starts smoking by itself, you should shut it off before it shuts itself off. Because when it shuts itself off, it might not ever come back on. Let's go find out. Just got here. Apparently it did shut itself off. All the lights on the dash came on. It shut itself off, but then it restarted. Once it restarted, that's when all the smoke came up, and they shut it off themselves that time. They said it was smoking, steaming for like an hour. So I really don't know. It must have overheated or something. If all the lights came on, maybe the belt broke, the lights came on because the alternator stopped working and then was about to die. All the lights came on, that's when they noticed. And then if they were able to get it restarted, which would have probably had a dead battery, maybe it was overheating. That's all I can think now, because the water pump wouldn't have been turning. So that would have required it to have ran good again. Let's go find out. This is actually perfect because I've been carrying around an air pump with me for a few days, waiting for the perfect moment. The other car that does run, I'm also gonna look at, it's leaking gas when they fill it up. I'm thinking the filler neck. Hopefully it's just that. It's got a flat tire. So that'll be perfect to test that out on. And I know I mispronounced that. I don't know what happened there. But it's the Ford behind it that was smoking. Cool. So let's top that off. I'll check all four and I'll see what's causing the leak on this first. Hopefully it's easy to spot. Got the ETENWOLF Vortex S6 right here. Let's check this thing out. This cardboard cut so much. Nice case. Use this for air mattresses too. Probably use it to clean off areas I'm working on and stuff if it blows out good. I love the dial on this air compressor. It's my favorite way to adjust the PSI yet. The air hose is super long. This thing's super easy to use. Let's set it up and check out one of my favorite features. This thing is deadly accurate when it's getting close to its desired PSI. Check out what it does. It slows itself down a little bit and nails it right on the number. That was cool. So if you want an ETENWOLF air compressor, check out the link in the description down below or the pinned comment for an extra good deal. They also reported a strange noise coming from the front of the motor. I'm suspecting they were talking about a belt squealing, but they've been kind of afraid to drive this car since that noise is happening, and now obviously they've got two cars with issues. So let's see what this is all about and get both of those fixed, and just check out how much this belt tensioner is wiggling here. And I'm just going to go ahead and listen to all the pulleys that I can and everything and make sure which ones are squealing and which ones aren't. That tensioner is not tight enough, you'll see, and the idler pulley is also making that noise. So I'm going to replace the belt on top of that, just get a kit for them all. Cool. So on this Marquise, it's pretty much the same as the Crown Vics. I'm sure the parts are the same. I was surprised to see, I guess I've never done a fuel pump on a Crown Vic. They must be kind of sturdy. I was surprised to see how they were sealed up like that. on the front of the tank. So that's definitely where it was leaking from. It wasn't coming from above that. Now it's time to look at this forward, figure out what's going on with that. I haven't tried starting this one yet. I want to look everything over first, but I'm seeing some oil and stuff. Not so much on this side as it is the other back here. So these ones, I think, is this the Triton? Yeah, maybe we just lost the spark plug. Let's see, I'm gonna get up on there. All right, that's not oil, that is coolant. I think that's one of those heater core hoses. Oh boy, that's always fun to get back there. Let's take a better look. I just noticed that was coolant and I grabbed that hose and noticed it was extra loose. Then I just gave it a little pull and it came out. Yep, heater core hose. Nice. Let's make sure this thing starts up and does not have a bad misfire or a dead cylinder or something. If it runs fine for a second, I'm guessing when they turned it on the second time, this blew. Once that blew, that's what all the steam was from. Let me get down from here, I'm hurting my back. If it runs good though, here, if it idles good, then let's just get some new heater hoses for them. I'll probably just do all of them because they come in these sections, and I'll get the kinds that are upgraded to aluminum. There's a bunch of companies now that sell the ones that are upgraded to aluminum instead of these plastic fittings. That's the way to go. And I'll do both. There's two lines right there with three-way fittings because that one's probably in the exact same shape to go. Let's see if this runs good. Didn't overheat and melt down some bearings or something. They said it ran though when they turned it back on. I'm just not sure how far they drove it. Sounded weird on startup, but it got to a decent idle. I think it's worth going forward with that. Well, I'm happy. I thought for sure I was coming out here to do a dead car diagnosis. I just, the second time, turned it on, drove it a short distance and saw the smoke and turned it off. So they did the right thing being cautious with their vehicle, because I've seen way too many times where the oil light comes on and people think, oh, I can just drive to the gas station and buy some more oil. You can't even drive that far. Same thing with overheating. You just cannot do it. Shut it off. Call a tow truck's better than driving to the gas station and blowing your motor. Well, I'll be back here with the parts to fix it next time. All right, it's the next day, I'm back. I even brought some extra things with me. One of the things that drives me crazy is when the hood props, those little hood lifts, won't stay up. So I even told this guy, these people are so nice. I told him I was gonna do that on, you know, just throw in those parts because they were so cheap, and they said, nah, don't throw them in yourself, put those on the bill. So they're like $10 a piece, but they're so nice to want to pay for those. Let's get those fixed real quick, and then I won't have to worry about that pry bar holding it up and this hood falling on my head while I'm working under here today. Look, I haven't even turned this thing on yet. Just the heat from the sun here is evaporating. You can see that steam. That's what I saw last time, so I'm sure it's just that coolant evaporating. All right, and I got this nice Continental belt kit. It just happened to have the 3 components I wanted to change. And here's the thing with those tensioners. Sometimes you can crank on them and they feel tight, or you can pull on the belt and the belt feels tight, but they're just not doing their job either way. It's hard to test those exactly. So if you're ever just really unsure, it's not a bad idea to replace the tensioner either way, and you'll see how much of a difference that'll make. Yeah, weird just to get that belt off. You had to take the pulley off, so I don't think it's ever been replaced. Because tell me this. This car's in 03. Is this belt in 03? What do you think? Can't find any brands on it. Maybe OE.
And look how crazy just how much more steady that tensioner is. I would say the old one felt decent. Anyways, I just topped off that Ford. Let's check that out. Well, now that I have coolant in it, it's kind of idling worse. This is the next day. I could definitely feel a misfire. Hear a little bit of ticking. I want to let this warm up, and then I'll do some more investigating. And now that it's like not even warm, just a few seconds later, it's idling a lot better without that tick. We'll see. And obviously it was worth trying to fix and not sending to the junkyard or anything. And I haven't heard anything from them that it's had any other issues. I think it was all those sensors being whacked out from when it went into limp mode, causing that misfire, because it's ran good every time since then. I've started it a few times and it's been a few days. Haven't heard from them, so it must be running good. If you like this video, you have to subscribe. It'll help me make more videos in the future, and I'll see you on the next episode. Check it out up here. 2 jobs well done in one.